McClendon marches down the dugout steps with first base.
McCutcheon's throw. The runner breaks to the plate. Here's the throw. Wow. He is out. The Buccos win. That ball's hit well to left center field. Back toward the track. And that ball is gone.
You are listening to the North Shore 9 podcast. Follow them on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Also, make sure to watch NS9 Live every Thursday on Twitch and help support by becoming a patron. Let's go Bucks!
Good evening, guys. Jim Rosati here, along with Tyler, a.k.a. Wagner to Kutch. Tyler, how you doing tonight?
Jim, it's the first time I've been with you. I mean, all we do is tweet back and forth about Louisville football and how much I hate Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, so how about that? The NFL Top 100 comes out. I got to bring that up. Top 100 comes out. Your boy, Lamar Jackson, number one player in the NFL, according to his peers. What are your thoughts about that? Not bad for a wide receiver, right?
I'm going to be honest. I think that's the reason that we don't have former players be GMs ever. Because if that dude's ahead of Patrick Mahomes, everybody on the face of the planet needs to disappear.
Yeah, I'm going to agree to disagree. We're not going to get into it too much here, but
it just needs to be said. That's all.
All right, whatever. I'm happy. I'm happy that he was number one. He deserves it. Madden cover. So
I'm not. Yeah, he's going to be a great Madden player. Can't wait to play with him.
He will be a great Madden player.
Can't wait till he fumbles every 5 seconds.
He'll probably actually be the best Madden player since Michael Vick. I mean, I would imagine. Who's better?
I mean, yeah, you might have a point.
You run that Michael Vick offense where you just basically you run a Hail Mary play every time.
And they made Madden so much like there's so much more to do with a running quarterback now.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. I haven't played Madden in forever. I may actually pick that one up. So, but yeah, how about this? So we're 1 week into baseball season actually. The Pittsburgh Pirates, they just finished up their second series. They've actually been able to play all of their games, unlike the Marlins and the Phillies, and the Orioles and the Yankees. So they're 6 games in, 2-4. 8% chance of making the playoffs still, so there's still hope, right? But yeah, I mean, I know you didn't watch every game, but tell us your early season thoughts on how they did.
Look, I think it's really hard to judge anybody on this year right now. Pitchers are going to be ahead of the curve. I think hitters, I mean, it is what it like. The people that are freaking out on Brian Reynolds because he had the one game, Greg Brown every 5 seconds. I think that hit and run got him out of the slump. They played 3 freaking games. That's not a slump. Kevin Newman doesn't hit the ball. Oh gosh. I hope our young players aren't screwed up. It's fine. Just relax. It is what it is this year. Just let it ride. At this point, these guys are getting reps that otherwise they probably wouldn't be getting.
It is pretty crazy, though. You know, you look at it, Brian Reynolds went all of last season and never went 3 consecutive games without a hit. And this year, it took him until game 5. So he was definitely cold. We'll talk about the rest of the offense. They're not really looking that great either outside of, Colin Murray and Phillip Evans. That's about it.
Phil Evans, Stan. Love him.
I refuse to believe he was even a real person until about a week ago. But
Big believer. Love him.
He's made me a believer for now. Might as well ride it while it's hot.
Love him.
But no, I mean this offense. I mean, you talk about Brian Reynolds struggling. It's incredible how much they've struggled out of the gate. I mean, they've won 2 games, and really, if it weren't for Colin Moran and Phillip Evans, they'd be 0-6.
But like on the other side of that, if it's not for their bullpen, they are on the opposite end of that spectrum. Like they're 4-2, 5-1.
Yeah, I mean, you could say the bullpen definitely has cost them at least one game, maybe two. But yeah, the offense though, listen to these numbers. So it's only 6 games in, right? But Gerard Dyson, right? Everyday center fielder.
Dog shit.
Weighted runs created, WRC plus, weighted runs created plus of negative 63. I don't even know how that's possible. Like, I don't even know how you have a negative WRC plus, but he's got a -1. Kevin Newman, -21. Eric Gonzalez, -39. Guillermo Heredia, -9. This offense is bad. The offense as a whole actually has a negative half of a win WAR so far for the season. Moran and Evans have 0.6 between the two of them. So if it weren't for those two, the offense would be over. I mean, I guess less than really is the right word to use. Less than -1 WAR through 6 games.
Those are my Buccos, baby.
They've been pathetic.
Love them.
Josh
if they
Bell
don't score
looks lost.
Josh Bell looks so bad.
Yeah, 28% strikeout rate for Josh Bell. I don't know if he has an extra base hit yet.
With Josh Bell, you can tell when he's either on or off. Because the guy has when he is on, his play discipline is unreal. But watching him swing at 3 straight pitches that look exactly the same, you can tell he's pressing out there. Look, if they don't score in their first 5 hitters, they're not going to score. They don't have talent. It is what it is.
So that's the thing. You look at the lineup and just the depth. Like, you want to look at the depth of the lineup, and every lineup that's put out there, like, it's not deep. You know, you looked at last night. Last night was one of the worst offensive performances I've ever seen. They get 1 hit, and it's a swinging bunt single by Phillip Evans. It's the only hit they get all game. I believe they only had one batted ball leave the infield. And that was just like a lazy fly ball to left field by Polanco. So they were completely lost. Brandon Woodruff, on the other hand, looked really good for Milwaukee. But you got to do something. Frazier's off. I know he hit that big home run the other day, but Frazier, Newman, Reynolds, Bell, all of them just have not looked good. And it's really actually a surprise that they've won 2 games so far.
The most annoying part of this season is going to be the small sample size judgment of everything, where we're 10 games in. Oh, God. We're 6th away in the season. This guy's hitting 125. What are we going to do? He's got to go. Our bullpen's terrible at this point. Well, yeah, everyone's got COVID. This season sucks. It is what it is. I'm just happy they're playing. No,
you're right. I mean,
I don't know what else to say.
Even over a full 60 games, like, that's still a pretty small sample size. I mean, Jeff Locke was a all-star one year, and that was 90 games into the season, and so it's crazy. You can be a bad player and put up a good 60 games. You can be a great player and put up a bad 60 games. So
just talk Travis Snyder.
Just talk to Travis Snyder. There you go.
Jose
Tabata. Travis Snyder, great player, right? Just couldn't put it together over.
Great Instagram follow. Let me throw that out to everybody, because the meat that he grills, it's a great Instagram follow.
All those steaks, yeah.
It's probably my favorite follow of a player. Next to, let's see, who has a hot wife. Anyhow,
most of them.
Travis Snyder.
He's got the perfect package.
But to be, man, it's just, I can't get mad at him. It's like, it's a 60-game year. I'm happy I only have to watch 60 games of them being terrible. That's where I'm at. I don't care that much. They're going to be bad. They are literally playing a catcher I've never heard of in my life. Whoever John Ryan Murray, I still don't know his name. I think you tweeted me. You tweeted me and said I think it was you that said another former Yankee catcher.
Yep.
Never heard him. Don't care. Some guy that hopefully frames balls well. Don't know. Don't care.
So John Ryan Murphy. John Ryan
there
Murphy,
he is.
that's his name. He's actually
Yep,
he's third on the team in weighted runs created plus behind Moran and Evans. So you have Moran, Evans, John Ryan Murphy. Those are your top 3 hitters.
Can we just talk about my guy, Colin Moran? I just want to bring up the fact that I bought his jersey last year. It's a big red beard. The fact that I wanted to piss everybody off.
How? I can't believe you bought a jersey of Colin Moran.
Yeah, I wanted to piss people off. That's my favorite.
Did you buy it like right in the middle of the season, or was it like
bought it before opening day?
Okay.
Bought it. Okay. So I wanted Colin Moran in that draft. That's who I wanted because I'm a big fan of college hitters who just hit home runs. That's all I want. Don't care. Pedro Alvarez, big fan. Colin Moran, big fan. Don't care. Give me them all. College hitters a hit. Jacoby Jones, he's 3 home runs this year. Anyhow.
So what was your initial reaction to the Garrett Cole trade?
I think my exact quote was something like, Colin Moran as a headliner. Headliner is a little bit tough. Maybe as a complimentary piece.
Yeah.
Because at that point, you kind of realized he was a big lummox that couldn't hit a baseball that well.
So let's talk about Colin Moran, other than just the fact that you're the only person other than maybe his mother with a jersey of him.
Me and Mrs. Moran, we can hang out at the ballpark. Where you at? Hit me up.
You and Mrs. Moran. So last year was not good. Defensively, not good.
No.
Offensively below average, right?
Yep. You got it.
Year before that, he was basically as average as you could be. His first full season in the majors, his rookie year.
Yep, that'd be him.
But you look at his minor league numbers, and like he always was able to hit in the minors, and he was able to hit for power as well.
Yep.
I mean,
I was playing the PCL.
AAA, you're right. It wasn't the PCL, but like a half season in AAA in 2017, 18 home runs.
Also had trash cans getting banged on.
At was it Round Rock? Is that AAA? Is that Houston's AAA team?
I don't know.
I think it's Round.
Are you drinking
it's
a
New
White
Orleans.
Claw? Can I pause this?
No.
It looks like a White Claw to me.
That's exactly what it is. It's a lime White Claw.
Donardo, shut it off. We're done.
It's the best flavor of White Claw that there is. Dude, it's only 100 calories. 100 calories, 2 grams of carbs. Can't beat that.
Nah. You ain't drinking no Busch Latte.
But like seriously, so Moran came over, looked like he could hit, hasn't really shown it right now.
Yep.
3 early home runs.
Mm-hmm.
Is he somebody 60 game season? So is he somebody, do you think he can get to 10? If I'm saying the over under Colin Moran home runs this year at 9.5, what are you taking?
Under.
You're taking the under?
I love him, but that bat speed is putrid.
So he's got 3 though. 3 in 6 games.
And I'm pretty sure that all 3 have been on like either outside fastballs or breaking balls. The guy can't catch up to an inside fastball. And once the book is out, it's just nobody's followed it.
So
the book has been out on Colin Moran.
So you're not buying into his first 6 game.
Look, I love the guy, but I'm not stupid.
All right. So you know what though? If I'm setting the over under home runs at 9.5, I'm gonna say he goes over. I think I could see him getting 7 more home runs this year.
So 60 game season. Someone do math for me here. That'd be.
What are you trying to figure out? Like
how many more he needs every 10 games?
There's
every 10 games he needs another
54 games left, and he needs 7 to get. So he needs a home run every 7.7 games to get to 10.
No, that's not happening. Last year, he started off like.
So
he's hit
a home run and opened the home opener 3 years in a row.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I texted Evil Neil and said, "Gosh, shit, the Pirates could have like 3 guys that hit 20 home runs this year." Colin Moran didn't come close.
No,
What do you
didn't.
have, 13?
He had 13. Yep.
Yeah, he's going to catch a cold spell. But I'm not accounting for the DH.
There you go.
So they might play him a little more. He might get to 10. It's going to be a tough one. It'll be close.
Like if you were at the Rivers Casino and that over under was on the board and you had to bet it over under.
I probably still take the under.
So I'm gonna take over. I'm gonna disagree with you on that. I mean, I'm not a Colin Moran believer by any means, but I think he can get to 10.
Big believer here. Just
the three early ones. I think he can get there.
He probably will, just because it's the Pirates' way that a season that doesn't matter, some random guy comes out and rakes, and then he sucks forever. And they don't trade him. And then we're just stuck with him.
And also blocking a top prospect.
Exactly. Yes, that is exactly what will happen. You're probably right with the over. He'll probably hit 20. I don't know.
So looking at Zips projects him rest of the season to hit 6. So Zips has him at a total of 9. So it's right there. It's right there.
What do we got for you know what my favorite thing about Colin Moran is? Yahoo Sports is stupid, and they still have him listed as a second baseman. So that mofo is filling my spot.
Okay. Second baseman, Colin Moran.
I remember seeing that and being like, what?
You know what, though? I think he did play some second base last year.
Yeah, he did. I remember seeing him like in the lineup at second base. Like, what?
No, I'm looking here. He played 11 games at second base last year.
Yeah, it was stupid. It was so dumb. He's a big lummox.
61 innings.
The dude
of
cannot move.
Base.
The guy can hardly play first base.
Did not make an error.
I mean, errors are subjective here.
Error. He actually, listen to this. He was actually statistically a very good second baseman. 61 innings, 1 defensive run saved, a UZR over 150 of 12.7. That's pretty dominant right there.
I just got told that I just got a throw up emoji in my text about my Busch Light, and that kind of hurts my feelings.
It's not. I mean, it's not good. It's not good at all.
Oh, it's deliciousness.
It's like I'd rather have Natty though.
This is expensive beer in my household. No,
Ohio beer prices.
I drink craft beer too. When I'm home, I drink Keystone Light, and they were out of that, so I bought Busch Light.
Keystone's what I drank in college.
Okay, well, I drink a lot of beer.
That was my beer of choice.
No, Jim.
Obviously, I was over 21. Obviously.
Jim, talk to me when those White Claws are $18 for 6.
So moving on from Colin Moran. All right, that's enough Colin Moran. We talked about the bullpen. Doesn't look good, right? Nope. It's definitely inconsistent. However, let's talk about a bright spot. Nick Birdie, 2 games.
God, do we have to talk about Louisville alumni?
We've got to talk.
Time.
We've got to talk about the Louisville Cardinal, Nick Birdie. He's had 2 games, just picked up his first career save, just pumping gas. Slider looks nasty.
Pumping gas. So was Tyler Yates in 2009.
4 strikeouts in 2 innings. Only one person has put the ball in play against him, and it was a double play.
Woo. It's going to be a week before he blows his arm out again.
I hope not.
Okay. I actually really hope not, because I like the guy. But that's actually, you bringing him up is a good point, because there was a lot of criticism on Shelton for not running him back out there 2 nights in a row. And I really, really, really cannot blame him at all for not doing it, because it's a 60-game year. Nobody has had time to get their arms ramped up. if we lose the game because you don't run Birdie out, that's on the GM for not giving you more talent.
Yep, agreed.
Because he wasn't supposed to be a closer to begin with. He's not supposed to be the guy that's in the high leverage situation. It's just the season is what it is, but you can't burn your guy that might be very valuable in the future just because you want to win a 60-game season. If we lose one, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, and I said that, the night of when, people were like, wonder where Birdie is. And Michael Feliz, Kyle Crick ended up blowing the game in the 9th, 4-run lead.
That's on them.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you 100%. Like at some point, you just need to get the job done as a relief pitcher. Any pitcher in the major leagues should be able to hold a 4-run lead in the 9th inning. Like I don't care who you are, you should do that. I mean, you've got a win probability probably around 98. With a 4-run lead in the 9th. There's really no excuses whatsoever for not getting the job done. And I agree with you as far as Birdie goes. Obviously super talented, but also at the same point has experienced a lot of issues with his health.
Yeah.
So coming back from that injury, I don't blame Shelton at all for not using him back-to-back days. I would actually like to see that really all year. Let's just see if he can be on the roster for 60 games.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at his entire career, even throughout the minor leagues, he's never been able to stay healthy. And so that's something where, we need to make sure that first off, he can get through a season and then continue to build up that arm strength so that maybe in a year or two, he can be that guy that we can rely on a little bit more. But right now, his stuff is nasty, but you got to be careful with him.
I mean, even if they had Mark Melancon right now in his prime, I'd even be hesitant. The way we've seen pitchers fall. I mean, they had a month to ramp up. I don't care what you did in the offseason. There's no way you can replicate what happens in a game. And they had 10 months off, basically, where they weren't really throwing. I mean, you can long toss in some cage, but half these dudes, they don't have that option. You got to be protected. Right now, more than ever, you need to be protective. It's 60 games. Especially now, this is another point is with there being so many teams in the playoffs, you really need to be protective for the long haul. Because if you are there, that's when you really need them.
Right.
And I know people will say, well, just like they used to say with the Pirates in April when they wouldn't bring their prospects up because Super 2. Well, it doesn't matter if you don't get there in April because you went 500 in April and This year's especially different though, especially with arms.
And you've got so many of them. I mean, you've got a 30-man roster right now. I think there's a 14 or 15-man pitching staff, so maybe even 16. So you've got all these arms that are there to be used. And like we said before, the guys who are called upon to hold these leads, they just need to get the job done. Like Michael Feliz is a major league reliever. He needs to be able to get that job done. Kyle Crick has shown us in the past that he can be effective. He needs to continue that. Clearly, there was something wrong with him. Looking at his stuff, velocity down on all of his pitches. So he's now on the IL, which is. But even looking
at that, like on the IL, that's what you don't want Nick Birdie to have to do.
Exactly. Now it is. I will say this: like, hopefully, like the IL fixes Kyle Crick. Like hopefully he actually was a little bit hurt, right? Because the last thing you want, like if that's Kyle Crick, like what we saw out of Kyle Crick is Kyle Crick, then we have a problem because that like what he was showing us is not an effective reliever. So hopefully he can get healthy.
I am all aboard. Let's call up Blake Cederland. Give me that blonde flow, baby. It's time.
No, I'm with that
Because there
too.
is no reason that Davoidis Neveraskis, whatever the hell that Lithuanian name is.
Dividus
don't-
Neveraskis.
He's been up there for 3 years. I don't care what his name is. The guy gives up 18 runs every time he's out. Give me Blake Cederland. Let my hive be happy. Let's roll.
So Neveraskis, 2 games, 0.0 ERA.
He's terrible. I actually watched him when he was a starter. God, he was playing for the Jamestown Jammers, and I saw him pitch, and I was like, that guy sucks. He was
That's right.
pitching-
I guess Jamestown was a Pirates affiliate for like 1 year.
Yeah, they were
Weren't
playing
they?
Scrappers.
Yeah.
I went out there to watch Harold Ramirez play
Okay.
and Elvis Escobar, the little midget that was not very good. And Neveraskis started on the mound, but he was not great. He had no breaking ball, and nothing has changed.
So what's crazy with Neveraskis, though, is like you look once they switched him to a reliever, right? So like you mentioned before, he was a very mediocre starting pitcher throughout the minors.
Terrible. It's terrible.
But once he gets switched to being a reliever, he did like dominate the upper levels of the minor leagues. AA dominated, AAA dominates. But yeah, every time you call him to the majors, he hasn't made the job done. Yeah. He's been bad. He's been real bad.
Yep, he's a quad A pitcher.
Yeah, I mean he's the definition of that. He's the pitching version of Chad Hermanson.
No, that's rude. He's Matt Haig. Thank you very much.
To who? The trip is that rude to Hermanson or rude to
Willie Mo Pena?
Willie Mo Pena put together a couple decent years
right.
for the Reds.
He had like 21 homers for the
Reds.
Yeah.
He's
I don't. I'm trying to think. I don't know.
It was like Willie Mo Pena. You had who else was on those Reds teams? Like, I mean, Ryan Friel was on there. Like,
what year was that?
R.I.P. Ryan Friel. Those were, I think, it was like early 2000s.
Oh God. Was Scott Rowland still hanging around?
I think Rowland was a Cardinal at that point. I don't think Willie Mo and Scott Rowland ever played on the same team.
Yeah, because Willie Mo did put up like 21 bombs 1 year, but he was terrible. Well, God, I mean, everyone thought Brandon Moss was a quad A player too, and look at him.
As soon as he got traded.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
Yeah, pretty much how it works with everybody.
It's a tough life. It's a tough life as a Pirates fan.
So going back to the bullpen, right? Obviously, haven't been what we thought. One of the keys to the whole season that I brought up, earlier, before really the first pitch was, we knew that the bullpen wasn't going to be there. The starting pitching hasn't been terrible. They've been somewhat effective. The only thing about them though is how deep they're going in games. So like they have to get through the 6th inning. They have to, because if they're not, then you're relying on that bullpen to pick up 10 or more outs, and they're not capable of it right now. So I mean, you look at these pitchers like Musgrove yesterday couldn't get out of the 6th. Yeah. Brault and Cool did a decent job, getting into that territory between the two of them.
Jim, I'm going to be honest. You're listing a bunch of pitchers that are not very good, and we are expecting way too much of them.
So I do think Musgrove is good. Like Joe Musgrove is a
Oh my God, I'm going to throw this down.
He is a number 3 pitcher in the major leagues. The problem with the Pirates is that they're relying on him to be a number 1, right? But like Joe Musgrove is on 30 out of 30 teams starting rotations. Like he's a major league starting pitcher.
I mean, he's fine. Like,
right?
I guess like
yeah.
Depends what team you're talking about, but he's like a 3 to 5.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think he's a solid number 3. That's it. The problem is that we have 2 number 3s.
The problem is that they traded their freaking ace for him.
5s. That's a problem. Yeah.
And then some people on Twitter tried to tell me that he was Oh, well, his WAR was as valuable as Garrett Cole's, so the Pirates got more value. I love you, Alan Saunders, but good Lord, bub.
I don't know if I've ever seen anybody actually defend that trade, but
I have.
maybe I'm wrong.
No, I have. Oh, I have.
It's
That's a tough
not
one.
a
That's a tough one.
see my thing with it is just I think eventually they had to trade Cole at some point because they weren't going to
Maybe not for Colin Moran and Joe Musgrove.
That's exactly right. They needed to trade him for better than that.
Maybe give me some guys with talent.
Right.
Although I love my Colin Moran, but maybe he's a fourth piece.
Maybe he is the fourth piece, and Jason Martin comes up and starts raking. And Michael Flees ends up being a shutdown closer.
Yeah, probably not. But anyhow, Pirates rotation, not great.
Pirates rotation, they're average. So I'm going to defend them a little bit. They are average. Like they're as average, I think, as average gets. They're going to end up being 15th or so in baseball in most statistics.
I think maybe.
I mean, if you look at ERA right now, I know it's only 6 games, but they're 17th. So they're average.
See, I think they'll end up lower because Stephen Brault's terrible. I don't care what anybody says. He's terrible. There's nothing that he adds to this team that Jeff Locke didn't. And Jeff Locke added nothing. And then
Jeff Locke put together a solid stretch though at one point.
Yeah, like it was not even his All-Star break or his All-Star year. The year after, he might have been better for a stretch.
I would have to look. I don't remember. I just know when I was watching Jeff Locke.
Yeah.
I remember. So when the Pirates play the Reds, and you may be in the same. No, you're probably still close enough to Pittsburgh. But when the Pirates play the Reds, I have to watch the Reds broadcast. I'm blacked out. I'm blacked out of the Pirates broadcast on MLB TV. I've got to watch the Reds. And I remember specifically there was this one game, and Jeff Locke was pitching, and he was dominating the Reds. Like he was like 7 innings, 1 run. Pirates were winning 3-1, something like that. Jeff Locke was just cruising. And he throws this pitch. I think Brandon Phillips just hits a little dribbler back to the pitcher. And my boy Tom Brenneman, you could tell he forgot to put his mic on. Thumb.
Oh, you talking about this guy sucks.
He forgets to put his mic on mute, and he's just like, this guy sucks. Actually, I think he said, this guy's shit. Like, I just started busting out laughing. I was like, I know. I don't know.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Right. So that's one of my favorite Jeff Locke moments.
I'm talking about, I remember being on vacation, and it's the game that Russell Martin got thrown out because he slammed his helmet down on the pitch that was at his ankles. Jeff Locke I think he went 8 innings, gave up 1 run. The Pirates lost. But it was after he came back up after Vance Worley got, I don't know what happened. He was unhittable for probably 5 games. It was unreal. This changeup was so good. The year before, the year you're talking about, it was like every game was 5 innings, 6 walks, 1 strikeout, 0 runs.
He would load the bases every inning and get out
every inning. And I just get tweets from because this is 2013, nobody really knew what FIP was. And I get Jeff Locke's dance through raindrops. It was every game. I don't know how it happened. And I would argue with people because I don't know sabermetrics were either. I was like, oh no, he's good. And then next year I looked at it, I was like, this guy sucks.
Wait a minute.
Get rid of him.
Oh man. So I think we've got a actually before we get, I know we have a mailbag to get to. There's a few questions.
Oh God.
Saying, but let's talk about this series coming up. So Pirates Cubs. Cubs have looked good. I don't know if you've watched them at all this year. But
Craig Kimbrell sucks.
They look good. They're in first place. Craig Kimbrell does suck. I think his pitching line that he had the other day he was one of 3 pitchers to ever have that stat line ever.
He's terrible.
He really hasn't looked good ever since he signed that contract middle of last year. But their starting rotation's been good. Their hitting has been good. Like, they're raking the ball. Chris Bryant still hasn't really woken up yet, so that's kind of somebody to watch there. He's kind of their version of Christian Yelich, where Yelich really hasn't done anything this year, and the Pirates were able to keep him contained for that whole series. But Chris Bryant, same thing, hasn't done anything this year.
Handsome fella.
He what?
He's a handsome fella. God, I wish he looked like that.
I wonder if he's just like sticking it to the Cubs too because he lost his grievance. Maybe he's doing all this on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, they built all that shit around Wrigleyville, and poor Chris Bryant can't make an extra mil.
Right. Can't pay Chris Bryant any extra money.
But the dude's got awesome eyes. I wish he looked like him.
He is a handsome guy.
He's
looking
so
at
good
him. Like,
It's such a pain. Like, how could you be that good at a sport, be that good looking, and then I'm right here talking to Jim about Louisville football? Why did I get the short end here?
Speaking of Louisville football, they're playing Pitt this year. So
I just got a text. He's hot as hell.
And well, he's from Vegas. So that all they do is every time I'm in Vegas, you go to the pool, you gamble.
Homeboy play with Bryce Harper. Are they all hot out there? It's not fair. I'm pretty sure I did not become a Major League Baseball player just because I'm not hot enough. That's
probably the reason, honestly. That's probably it.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's nothing to do with talent. Then again, I watched that dweeb Lindblom or whatever for the Brewers, and that dude was ugly.
That guy,
I did feel a little hairline than I do.
I did feel a little bad for him though. Like, first start in 7 years, you go to Korea, you win the Korean MVP award, you come back over here. First off, then coronavirus hits, you can't pitch, and then he comes out, starts in his first game, and he got hurt, gets pulled after 3 games.
You feel bad for him. I feel great for him because
I feel bad.
He didn't opt out. He gets hurt. If he's done for the year, homeboy gets paid.
Yeah, but that he wants to just prove that he belongs.
I wouldn't. Give me the money. Show me the money.
How much is he getting paid? How much did he sign for? Oh my God. I'm just looking at his contract. He signed a $3-year, $9 million deal. Yeah. The dude hasn't been an effective major league pitcher in ever.
Show me the money. I'm not opting out either from that dude. I don't have to live in Korea anymore. I can come to America again and make a lot of money and blow my arm out on day one. Sweet. And get it paid for. Awesome.
That was his second stint over there in Korea. He was over there before also.
Poor Jung Ho.
Interesting. All right, so let's get to our mailbag. Oh, I don't know who's got the questions. Donardo, are you out there with questions somewhere? I don't know what he's doing. Let's see. Let me go to the tweet that he had here. I'll just read off some questions. Tyler, you're good at answering these questions. So,
oh God,
let's see what
it's
we got.
It's gonna be off the cuff answers, but
all right, let's see what we got here.
Jim, there's a reason people like you more than me.
No one said that.
Yes, they have.
All right, so 100% said that. They did say that. So how about this? First question. This will be a good one for you. Should Gregory Polanco still be in a starting Major League Baseball lineup?
Yes.
Why do you say that?
Because Cole Tucker has been starting in right field every now and then. I can't watch that. This is for my own viewing. Answer. This is my own viewing pleasure here. I can't watch Cole Tucker take another at bat ever. Dude sucks.
So the thing about Cole Tucker is I approve of them wanting to give him, more.
Yep.
Not more at bats. Okay. Let me say that. Not more at bats. But I think Cole Tucker, in order for him to stick around, and Donardo was talking about this earlier, but in order for him to stick around in the major leagues, he's going to have to be like a Sean Rodriguez type guy where he just is good defensively wherever you put him, right? So that he can kind of just take up a bench spot and you can just use him wherever and whenever, right?
You know
He's
who
not
else I hated?
Sean Rodriguez. So I don't think Cole Tucker is going to be a guy though who is going to be able to be an everyday, major leaguer.
Oh, weird. Said that on his draft day.
He hasn't shown it with the bat at any level. He had
the dude cannot hit.
He had a good 3 weeks in the Arizona Fall League, but like outside of that, that's it.
He should still be in AA. He has shown nothing to advance. He is maybe a bench player. Although, if you're going to play him at shortstop because the dude's a better shortstop than Kevin Newman. Move someone else out there. I agree with that.
He is a better defender than Newman, that's for sure.
Like the guy can play shortstop. He's just an absolutely atrocious hitter. The guy should not ever hit.
He has not shown that he could hit the ball above AA.
And really, guy hasn't. The guy has shown he could hit the ball in high school.
He had a good second half, in his second AA season. But outside of that, that's really about it.
Good Lord. The guy hit a home run like his first day, and all of a sudden everybody was a big fan of him. He's got long hair, so he's a nice guy. And
he did hit in Bradenton, though. High A Bradenton, he did hit his second go-around.
It's That's worse than college ball. Good for him.
All right, so but back to the original question. Polanco.
Oh, yeah. What was it?
It should Polanco be a Major League starting right fielder?
Yes, because they're like Brian Reynolds. Shit. Give me a guy that might not be shit and start him.
So you look at Polanco and his career, right? He's
useful.
When he's healthy, he's
useful.
He's an average player, right? I mean,
and what do the Pirates have aside from him? Below average players.
Exactly. I mean, when you look at the Pirates, there's probably not too many of them that have put up multiple seasons of more than 2 wins above replacement. And Polanco has consistently, over the course of his career, when he's healthy, been between a 2 to 3 WAR player, which is an average to an above average Major League Baseball player. I'm with you there. I think he deserves to be a starting right fielder, especially as you mentioned, when you look at the other options that this team has. No one else who I would really rather have standing in right field or batting fifth, whatever it is, than Polanco.
Pirates fans, let me just ask you one question. Do you want Guillermo Heredia out there or Gregory Polanco? If you want Guillermo Heredia out there, shut the hell up. It's simple. This is the easiest question ever. Guillermo Heredia carried me in fantasy 2 years ago, and that's the only reason I know who he is.
Are you sure about that?
He carried me for like a month when
how bad was your fantasy team that you had Guillermo Heredia on your team?
I went to the championship. I'm pretty sure like 3 years ago he was a rookie.
And you had him on your team?
JD Martinez broke his foot. I needed a starting right fielder. He hit average.
Okay.
That was what I needed.
Whatever you say.
And that is the only reason I know who the hell he is.
He's not good. He's not good at all.
Yeah,
Even really defensively, he's been below average his entire career.
No, he's pretty terrible.
Like you mentioned, Polanco over Heredia all day, every day.
Not a question. You question that, you're stupid.
All right, question number 2. Who gets called up first? Brian Hayes or Jared Oliva?
Neither.
You don't think either make the team this year at all?
Nope.
What happens if like half the roster gets COVID?
I mean, Oliva, it will be the first call up just because there's too many infielders, and we literally just talked about how bad the outfield is. but
So
they both suck. Well, not both suck. Sorry. Oliva sucks.
So Oliva actually intrigues me a little bit, and it was somebody who
Yep.
I was looking forward to watching in AAA this year because you look at him. Here's the thing. You look at him. Solid numbers at Bradenton. Solid numbers at Altoona. Like solid. 124 and 123 weighted runs created plus. A way better than average hitter at both levels.
Is there any pop in the bat?
Not that much. No.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Don't care. Don't care.
So, but that could come. You never know. Could come.
Oh my God, you sound like Tim Williams talking about Jose Tabata in 2000.
Now, I'm not saying Jared Oliva is going to be.
Guys, I'm just saying. All the scouts say he can build his frame so big he could be a Manny Ramirez type guy.
So I actually will defend Jose Tabata a little bit because
he sucked.
Because scouts did love him.
He was 37. You remember exactly what I'm talking about when everybody said he could build. He was. I mean,
he was very projectable. Like people were projecting that he would grow into his body, and
I heard the same thing about Reese McGuire as well.
Who is a major league catcher now?
He's dog shit. But I also heard the same thing about Harold Ramirez. I actually heard the same exact thing about Harold Ramirez
Here's the thing with
Tabata.
Here's the thing with Tabata, though. Tabata, though, was like Baseball America
38.
had number 27 prospect in 2007.
That's because they didn't know he was a middle-aged man.
I don't know where you're getting this from. Tabata's 31 right now.
You really? You don't know where I'm getting that from?
I believe he's 31. He actually turns 32 in like 2 weeks.
James, you know where I'm getting that from?
He no
Maybe
longer,
the fact that his wife is about 50 right now.
I was gonna say he's no longer married to a child abductor.
I mean, I remember the scouting reports that said there are some questions about his age. And then when he was 23 and he got traded for, he might be 27, 28. Damn it. And that was about 10 years ago. So.
We got another question.
He also. Look, I liked Jose. I love
Jose Tabata.
I love to throw the old meme of him leaning into the Max Scherzer fastball or curveball, whatever it was, slider. Yeah. However, he might have been older than he said. He also wasn't very good. However, he carried the team in 2013 after Marte got hurt.
But going back to the question.
Oh, yeah. What was the question?
You're saying neither get called up this year?
No, neither get called up this year.
Okay. I am going to say, I said it before the year. I'm going to say it now still. I think Brian Hayes gets called up for the last couple weeks of the year.
I'm going to throw my phone off the wall.
I think Brian Hayes comes up, starts at third base the last couple of weeks, just to get him a little bit of time.
My guy called Moran's going to hit 20 bombs.
Well, so now you're taking the over on the Moran homers.
Mm-hmm.
You move Colin Moran to DH, and then you've got Hayes at third. How about that?
Let me just mention this. I was so far against DHs. Kind of like them. It's kind of nice. It makes everything so much more simple.
It does make things easier. Like, especially like late in the game, you don't have to worry about when your pitcher is going to be out.
I don't have to complain as much, which makes me happy.
No, you're right. It's less. There's less thinking that the manager needs to do, which is usually a good thing because they're typically not doing the right thing.
They're all dumb, so I'm fine with. At this point, I'm fine with my manager not being dumb.
All right, so we got one last question from the mailbag.
Oh God.
It's what kind of chapstick are you using, and why are you drinking Busch Light?
Because Busch Light, I already went over it,
We already went over the Busch Light.
and it's Drug Mart, Burt's Bees, basically, because it was $1 for 2 of them.
Let me ask you this: have you ever finished a stick of chapstick in your life?
You should look next to my bed. Yeah.
You have?
I think
I think that's an accomplishment. Like I always lose the stick before I finish it.
Jim, the amount of chapsticks I have that I'm too lazy to go somewhere and get them, and I get a Q-tip and dig it out because I need chapstick is unreal.
See, I don't think I've ever gotten to that point on the stick.
Oh, I have.
I lose them. I lose them too quick.
Because
usually I'll buy the chapstick like when I need the chapstick, and I only need chapstick for maybe like a 2 or 3 day span, and then I don't really need it,
Nope.
anymore.
I need it every day. I literally sleep next to 5 chapsticks. And then I wake up. I wake up in the middle of the night. I hit the one. I'm like, nope. There she is. Then I fall back to sleep. And then in the morning, I grab them all. I'm like, nope. Yep.
That's great.
I go through chapstick like it's gum. A little Drug Mart, Burt's little beeswax.
Burt's Bees. There you go. Hey, whatever works, man. I use the Burt's Bees when I am using chapstick, or I'll just use like the regular chapstick brand. I'll use that. But
I like Burt's Bees, but this is only $1 for 2 sticks of it.
That's not bad.
No, it's a good deal.
Yeah.
I roll through that bad boy.
That's impressive. I don't know too many people who finish their chapstick sticks.
Oh, I do. Oh, I'm on what am I, 26? So I'm probably on 10 years of a chapstick addiction.
Okay. Is that something you can actually get addicted to? I guess that you can.
Yeah. No, it actually is.
Yeah.
Like when you stop using it, your lips get really dry.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
I'm in a bad spot.
Like if you get used to the chapstick over and over again, then you kind of need it.
Then your lips get chapped.
Just like Busch Light. Like when you drink nothing but Busch Light.
It's basically alcoholism with chapstick.
Yeah. That's great. All right. So before we leave, Cubs series, 3-game series. What's going to be the outcome? What's going to be the outcome?
Pirates are going to lose. I mean, I'm just going to enjoy watching baseball again, but they suck. It is what it is. Like, I can't get mad about it.
Are they going to get swept?
No, they'll sneak one out, but I'll watch it until about 7th inning when they start to blow it. I'll go upstairs because it's about 9 o'clock, lay in bed for about 20 minutes. Then I'll roll over and be like, yeah, let's check on the game. Then it'll be about tied. And then I'll watch it on my phone for the next hour. Then they'll lose, and then that's my night.
What are you going to be looking for? One thing that you're going to be looking at during the series?
Oh, Phillip Evans' bomb. It's coming.
So I'm with you. I think they take 1 out of 3. The thing I'm going to be looking at the most is Mitch Keller's start. See if his stuff was clearly not there his first outing. So
sucked.
He looked bad. Like he looked
terrible.
He did not look good. So
he looked like Trevor Williams.
He did. I mean, and that's concerning because that's not what you want him to look like. That's not what he looked like last year. So was that just a 1-game thing, or is this the new Mitch Keller? And if that's the new Mitch Keller, then we're gonna have some problems because if out of all people, Andrew Filipponi tweeted out last week, and it was a correct tweet. Mitch Keller may be the most important player on this team for this whole franchise, like in the long term. And he needs to look better than he did his first start. I mean, that's just plain and simple.
You can't top out of 93.
No, I mean, he's got to have that number 1, number 2 starter stuff. He didn't show it. So I'm going to be looking at that.
And you really can't top out on 93 without command.
Right. Exactly. Not in this day and age.
No.
All right. Any other last thoughts before we say goodbye?
Let's see. Phillip Evans is a stud. Colin Moran will probably hit 20 bombs because I said not. He won't. Yeah, Blake Cedarland will be up soon. Cedarland Hive.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see Cedarland. I agree. So
Need him. They need him.
All right. Well, that's all, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Sunday, we'll have the podcast with Donardo and Ryan, as long as Ryan's not too busy with another baby. And then Tuesday,
I'll be drunk.
We'll have Donardo's dugout. He'll talk about what's going on in Major League Baseball, and then next Wednesday, Donardo and I will be bright and early Wednesday, 7 a.m. with another episode of Starbucks. So go Bucks, and see you later.
Peace out, yourselves.